Mind Muscle Hustle Podcast, brought to you by the Strength Emporium. Guys, we got the Strong to the Core package coming out on strengthemporium.com. You're going to get a plank bar and balance board for $99 plus 2 instructional videos. Head on over to the strengthemporium.com to check that out. Guys, we got a special show for you tonight. We got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Biker Fox. Biker Fox, how you doing, sir?
Fantastic, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. It's good to have you here. We're super excited. Jonathan's in the building as well. How you doing, Jonathan?
Doing good.
Biker Fox, man, you have you're kind of legendary in Tulsa. Everyone knows about you. You have been around. I remember being, probably 13, 15 years old, hearing about you. Hearing about this guy that rides around town, and the first thing I heard was that you had been overweight, and you basically just got on a bicycle and started riding it, and that's how you lost weight, and that's kind of how Biker Fox came around. I remember seeing you do front flips off the bike at random intersections. You have several tricks, don't you?
Yeah, I've got 3 I invented.
3 big tricks. The front flip, or the biker flip, is that what it's called?
The flip, the hop, and the crash. Right, where I fly over the handlebars and land on my head.
Yeah, which is why you say always wear a helmet, right?
Always.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think I've ever seen you riding without a helmet.
Oh, I do ride a lot without a helmet, actually.
Really?
I ride on the sidewalk, yeah.
Do you pretty much try to stay on the sidewalk now?
I try to ride by myself. When you ride in a group or in the street,
Yeah.
It can be real dangerous. I get out in the street a little bit and hop around a little bit, but
Yeah.
I try to stay out of it.
Yeah. Do you primarily just ride in the springtime?
It's funny. The first year or two after I'd lost 80-something pounds, the first 2 years, the coldest I ever rode was 18 degrees, about 20 miles. And I won't ever do it again, but my feet about froze off. It was just so cold.
Yeah. That's pretty dang cold. And 20 miles, it's a pretty good ride.
Yeah, it is. Most I've ever done is about 45.
45 in a day?
Yeah, in about 3.5, 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's moving. What kind of bike you ride?
I have all Cannondales. They're lefty Cannondales. They're a single shock on the left side. They're full suspension. They're just beautiful bicycles. They're so much fun to ride.
Yeah, and you don't go with the clip-in pedals or anything like that, do you?
I found that, if you're going to crash, you've got clip-in pedals, and you crash, the bike comes with you. So
yeah,
I learned the Biker Fox crash and the hop and the flip. So now if I crash, and I haven't in years, I crash and I land, on my feet, or I'm not hurt. I don't land on my head and that sort of thing.
I remember when I first got a mountain bike. I got a decent front and rear suspension mountain bike, the old the Gary Fisher, when Trek just acquired Gary Fisher and before they discontinued it. I got a Rumble Fish, and I had the clip-in pedals and the whole thing, extra large frame. So a 29er, it was a pretty beast of a bike. And I got out there on Turkey Mountain, and it felt like I had to relearn riding a bike. It was crazy, and I wrecked with the clip-in pedals.
Yeah,
and like you said, the bike came right on top of me, and I was like, holy crap, man, you got to be careful on this thing.
I got one of those Fuji road bikes.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first put the clip-in pedals on, I would be going down and then just fall over to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very tough. But so, Biker Fox, we both watched your movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great movie. When did that come out?
Started making it in 2008, came out in 2010.
Wow. Okay.
Long time ago.
Yeah. That's kind of before cell phones took over the
It was,
road,
definitely.
huh?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you find a big difference from back then when you were riding before everyone was, I'm sure you see it while you're riding or even when you're driving, everyone is on their phone.
Sad.
Do you notice a big difference?
Oh, my God. You pull up. And just 9 out of 10 girls are on that cell phone
Yeah.
driving down the road. It's pretty damn
just
dangerous.
Rolling and not even looking at the
They're
road.
not looking. It's so funny.
It's crazy. It's kind of sad.
It is. It's scary. It's really scary. I wish these kids would get out and do something with your life instead of being on that phone for 6 or 8 hours a day. It's insane.
That's one thing I really noticed about your movie is you talk a lot about people getting out in nature. You talk a lot about you had a whole little segment where you talked about every day getting away from your phone for at least an hour and getting out in nature. And I thought that was pretty good. There's not enough people, really pushing that, and we need that.
Yeah. Just get out and enjoy life. I mean, being on that phone, that's not a life. There's no life to that. It's
a pseudo life.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So a little bit before the podcast, you were telling us about a little bit of your weight loss stuff, and you said you were having chest pains and going through some stuff. And can you tell us a little bit about that and what drove you towards it?
When I was 40 years old, year 2000, I would just go out to all the buffets. I was going to Applebee's or just whoever had a buffet a day at night. I would just eat all I could. I mean, I could eat a lot of food. My business was good and I felt great, but I started feeling sick. I had chest pains all around my chest. I just felt terrible, and my arm was bothering me and stuff. And I just, I made up my mind that actually on a Sunday I got down and prayed and cried for 5 minutes and told the good Lord, I said, I can't do this by myself. I need your help. Please help me.
Wow.
And so, in 2 months I lost 60 pounds.
Wow.
I just quit eating. I started eating at Piccadilly. The cafeterias had baked fish and baked chicken and green beans, a little bit of rice, and kind of starved myself a little bit. But after I lost, by the end of the year, I'd lost 80 pounds, and it just changed my life. No more pains. I felt great. Could ride a bicycle 30 or 40 miles, and just riding that bicycle saved my life.
Had you ever been into bikes at all before, like as a kid or anything?
Yeah. When
like
I was a
that?
kid, I used to ride my bicycle to Wade Phillips over there on 46th and Yale, wherever that's at.
Yeah.
One of the things Zach said actually before our last podcast, we were talking about, I think we were after the podcast, is that one of the things about you that has been really impressive is your consistency. Because year after year after year, everyone at Tulsa has seen you riding. And that's something that most people fail at a lot. And what do you think it is that allows you to just keep going?
Well, it's just when you ride a bicycle, it's like being a kid again. You feel great. And, when you exercise, the difference between exercising and not exercising is all the difference in the world. The things you think about other people, the things you say, the things you do, the way you react, everything is 180 degrees different. If you exercise, pump your heart, and you try to get close to your body weight, just everything you think, your mind is very complex. And when you pump the endorphins and pump your blood and more white blood cells, and your thoughts are so much better. You feel young. You remember when you were younger, you felt like a kid. I feel really good because I do exercise so much.
I have to agree with that.
That's pretty interesting. I think a lot of people sometimes maybe focus on the negative parts of exercise. I'm sore. This is hard. I got to spend this time. But you seem to be really dialed in with the good things that you're getting out of it. That seems to be what you're focusing on.
Yeah, it's really the most important thing in life. Like I said, everything that you do, everything you say, and especially everything you think about yourself, because it's all about yourself. I've never taken a selfie in my life. I'm waiting for some big super celebrity to come along and me snap a picture with them. I had several taken with them, but just being so focused on your phone, get out there. I don't know. When you're younger, play badminton or volleyball or basketball with your boy or girl. Get out there and soccer. Just do something. Get out and do something with your life. Don't just get on that phone all the time and stuff. Think you're going to be some kind of superstar on a phone and have your own, TikTok thing where you've got millions of watchers. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. I get you on that. I think I recently looked at my screen time, and it was 6 hours for the day.
Yeah.
And I said, holy moly, this is no bueno. I can't, I mean, that's too much. You're frying your brain at that point.
Yeah.
And I think it really speaks to the addictive nature of the phone and the dopamine. But the crazy thing is that just like you said, when you get out there and ride, you get that dopamine. And so much more, you know, so much more than what the phone is giving.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Just think about it. When you're a kid riding, how much fun it was. You can have that much fun again. The jogging's great. It's better exercise and get you feeling better faster. But then inevitably you want to get on a bicycle because, it's so fun just to ride around. You know, I ride around on the sidewalks and then occasionally get out in the street and, you know, do a little zigzag or something. But, you know, it's dangerous out in the street. These guys that ride down Memorial and in groups and, you know, out in the country on a 2-lane road, it's very dangerous.
That's
really
true.
is.
Do you stay away from Memorial and the spots where people are cruising, quote unquote, these days?
Oh, I love Memorial. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of
of
attention out there. But no, I stay on the sidewalk. And then, you know, if cars are coming or something and there's a bunch of them, you know, in the center of the median, there's like 4 lanes of grass. That's what it is. And so I'll jump up in the center of the median to get out of the way of the cars.
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose I do that. But usually 90% of the time I'm on the sidewalk or the bicycle trail.
It's funny because we're talking about being on the phone. And I think about, I don't know, maybe 5 months ago, I was over by my folks' house on 91st and Harvard, and I was walking my dog, and we have this little route that we, you know, go, and we're coming down 91st and Harvard, and I was looking at my phone, and all of a sudden you came up from behind and you said, "Bah!" and you scared the crap out of me, and then you rode off, and I was like, "Damn it, Biker Fox!" but you just rode off into the sunset, and I was like, "It's just Biker Fox is out there doing his thing. I shouldn't have been on my phone, man. I'm walking down the street." Like, it was good. I definitely appreciate that. I mean, man, and I mean, like I said, I've been seeing you for years and years since, I mean, probably 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, actually, the first time when I first moved to Tulsa, I was 19 years old and I had a job at Texas Roadhouse. And when I first heard of Biker Fox, a guy dressed up as you for Halloween. And he had on the full gear, the helmet, and everything. We were actually waiting tables. We all had to dress up for Halloween night, and he had on the spandex and the bright colored stuff in his biker helmet. And then he had to explain to me who Biker Fox was. And actually, it wasn't like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later you came and sat down at my table, and that was when I actually met you. But yeah, interesting. So was Ridiculousness the show that you were on?
Yeah.
How was that?
It's fantastic. The first year Rod Deerdick had his show, they were looking for, you know, this is in the year 2000, was when 1999 is when I started riding a bike, lost all the weight. And then by the year 2002 or 3, I changed my name to Biker Fox, and Ridiculous started, I can't remember, 2015 or 14, I can't remember. And they were just looking for people on the internet people, not superstar celebrities, but people that are well known on the internet. And they found me, and I was on there their first year. It was really exciting. They flew me out there and paid me a lot of money. And I was on there with Katie Upton instead of West Coast, which I thought was kind of interesting. She was 19 at the time. It was really funny.
Wow. What was Rob Deerdick like in person?
Oh, he's cool, man. He's really a nice guy. He gives a lot away. He's the nicest guy in the whole world, and he's not like most of the celebrities. You know, they think they're so much better than anybody else.
Yeah, he seems I really like his just his overall mindset and how he approaches life. I've been listening to some of his interviews or podcasts lately, and he just seems to have a square head on his shoulders.
Down to earth.
Yeah, very down to earth guy, which is kind of rare in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Something we noticed watching your movie, the Biker Fox, the movie on Amazon, was that you have 4-star rating, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, most movies are, But how can you tell how many views you've had on that movie?
I don't know. I've sold over 1 million copies, which is pretty good. Yeah. A whole lot.
Wow.
And they go through Amazon, all those places that get it.
1 million total, huh?
Yeah. A little bit over.
That's
pretty crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
Did it take years and years to get there? Or
Oh,
did
yeah.
Did it start doing numbers right out the gate?
It was okay. It's just kind
Mediocre.
of mediocre in the
Yeah.
beginning, and it's kind of averaged out now.
Yeah. I mean,
You can get on Amazon or iTunes or Hulu or
yeah, I got it on Amazon. They're trying to get me to download iTunes, and I was like, "No, let's check Amazon real quick." and you were there, man. It's a solid movie, man.
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
For sure.
My producer on that was Jeremy Lamberton
Yeah.
and Todd Lincoln, and two great guys. And then real incredible editor, magician, Elvis Ripley. He's fantastic. Just a great guy to work for.
Yeah, it looks like you probably had a lot of hours of footage to edit through.
A whole lot.
Yeah. The craziest scene though, I got to admit, was when you got the raccoons in your living room and you're hand feeding them, and they're using their little hands, grabbing the food.
And I'm petting them and stuff.
You're petting, and these
my
are
God.
wild
I know.
raccoons, right?
Yeah. I've been doing it for almost about 20-something years now. I've been feeding them out of my back porch. I back up. I live at 106th and Sheridan. There's 50 acres that's never been developed. Right there in the middle between Sheridan, right there at 106th and Sheridan. 50 acres right in the middle. Never been developed. There's 15, 20 deer that come up in my backyard, dozens of raccoons. And
Wow.
yeah, it's fantastic. I love wildlife.
How long you been in that spot?
Since 1998 or 99.
I bet it's changed a lot since then, huh?
It's still the same
Really?
in my neighborhood. Yeah, the houses have been there forever, so
Yeah.
everybody's on at least an acre.
Uh-huh.
And
That's a beautiful spot. You can see on the on your movie, I mean, you have just a unbelievable amount of classic car parts. I mean, that is just an impressive collection. How long have you been essentially picking cars? And
I've been going to salvagers for 45 years.
Wow.
Just getting old muscle car parts, but I've been in business selling them on the internet and for 34 years.
Wow. Do you have any classic muscle cars?
I've got
yourself?
one left. I used to have 4 or 5 until last couple of years. I've sold them all, but I've got a 70 Ram Air Gto Convertible.
Nice.
It's really nice. It's we've got a new engine and everything, and needs to paint it, but it's just all numbers matching. Wicked car.
Wow. It's all original?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Everything.
That's pretty sweet.
You know anything about that GT500 that got stolen here in town a couple of days ago?
Was that a Ford
Mustang? Yeah. The GT500. It was I guess a really, really expensive car here in town. It got stolen, and they've been chasing it around. They found it today, and they stripped the doors, the hood, and the fenders off of it.
Oh my God.
And the rest of it was sitting out in the field.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's horrible, man.
If they need parts, then we know who to call. Right?
I do Pontiac, Olds, and Buick muscle cars, and that's it. But like you were saying about it, the Ford Mustang, there was a 65 or 7 I saw last week go on, what's the auction? Auction they have? Barrett.
Oh, I'm not sure.
What is it? Barrett Jackson. Yeah.
Barrett Jackson. Okay.
$3.5 million, a 65 or 7 GT Mustang hardtop. I couldn't believe it was that much money.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
crazy.
Yeah.
Some people are so rich it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess I've watched a lot of that show. You know, when they just the one where they roll them out.
Yeah.
On the red carpet and everything. And
man.
it's just a show, but it's pretty unbelievable. Some of those cars are amazing.
It's really cool. It's a cool show.
So, Biker Fox, you do you ride specifically Cannondales.
Yeah.
Why the Cannondale?
I don't know. It's, my name used to be DeLarzalier. My original name was Frank Palmer DeLarzalier III. And they make Trek and they make Schwinn, but Cannondale sounds cool. But that's just what I started on. And
Okay.
originally they had a single shock in the middle when I started riding in 2000, a single shock. Now the single shock is on the left side. There's no shock on the right side. So
Yeah.
they call it a lefty. And just good looking bike, just
It is.
fun, and I like the name Cannondale. That's just really a cool name.
I mean, they definitely are known to produce quality bike.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was noticing watching you ride on the movie that because when I ride my road bike, I have a Fuji, and I feel like I'm really on my shoulders a lot. When I get done, I have like shoulder just pain almost. Because I'll ride like 30 miles and then I'm just trashed.
Yeah.
But that Cannondale looks like it might be a little bit more upright and a little bit more comfortable, and it might need something I need to try out.
Do you have a road bike or is it a mountain bike?
Road bike.
A road bike. Yeah, that's the thing. You're bent over. I don't. That's why I don't like road bikes. They don't have shocks. They're rough riding. You know, everybody rides them in the street. That's dangerous as hell. I ride them out on the bike trail. I have a full suspension. If I ever need to get off the road or something, I've got shocks. I undo them. You can lock out the shocks, but they're just the mountain bike too. You can get handlebars. You can bring them up.
Yeah, with the stem, right?
With the stems.
Yeah.
I bring 4 or 5 inch risers on my mountain bikes.
Yeah.
And that way I'm up, more sitting up, because the bending over, that's where
Yeah,
my
I like
neck
that.
and your shoulders get tight.
Yeah, you ride pretty vertical.
Yeah, I try to.
And I mean, I have a road bike as well, and I mean, it's a kind of small frame for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when you're riding it, it's fast as hell. It feels it feels like a Porsche, you know. It's light and fast, but I'll be dang, man, you go 20, 30 miles on that thing and your body is just beat up from being pronated forward the whole time.
Exactly.
And I love it when I'm out on my mountain bike, you know, with the extra large frame, and I can sit up tall and not have to just be hunched over like in a speed position the whole time, and you can actually enjoy your riding a lot more.
So this might be a tough question. I don't know. But what is the transition from Frank to Biker Fox? What cause was the catalyst for that?
Well, in the year 2000, like I said, I lost all that weight riding a bike. The next year, or in the year 2000, while I was losing all the weight, I broke my right shoulder twice and my right elbow once. And so I decided I wanted to figure out how. And that was because I crashed over there. I was going through a yard and the hole was filled with leaves. I didn't see the hole. I hit the leaves and went over my bike. And I did that twice and broke my shoulder.
Ooh.
So I decided I wanted to do something to practice going over the handlebars without hurting myself. So I don't want to tell you how I did it, but I went in the gym and they have a harness and everything, and you get on it, and I practiced going over the handlebars and flipping and stuff. And so now, if I'm to crash, I've been over the handlebars so many times, crashing and hopping and flipping, then I'll go over, I'll be pretty relaxed, and I won't hurt myself, you know, and I've done it. And that's the main thing is just practicing, crashing, and going over the handlebars without hurting yourself.
I think going over the handlebars is probably the scariest thing that I can think of as a biker, but other than, you know, maybe being hit by a car or something.
Yeah.
Which that has happened to you a couple different times, hasn't
2 or
it?
3 times, yeah. Going through a crosswalk at 96th and Yale, and the guy wasn't looking, and he hit me pretty hard and knocked me off the bike. And, you know.
Is that where the cops were saying that you threw the bike at the hood? Is that what?
No,
that
was
a different thing? Okay.
That's just that's all. That's a narrative the police made up. Now, the Tulsa Police Department. The last 12 years, the millennials and the Gen Zingers have not harassed me one time in the last 12 years. Very nice. They wave at me. They say, "Hi, Biker Fox." What it is, you know, I'm 64 years old. So my generation, the baby boomer cops were bad. They discriminated. They would stop anybody they wanted. They would harass you just for the hell of it because they were bad cops. Not all of them, but at the same time, the good cops saw the bad cops do bad things and condoned it, which isn't right. You know, but now the police officers, they're police officers now. As far as I'm concerned, the last 12 years, they've been very nice, very congenial to me. I love them. All I ever wanted to do was put a smile on people's face and entertain people. And there was just there was 3 or 4 really bad cops that harassed me from 2000 to 2010. Just all the time, spent 5-6 dozen tickets, thousands of dollars, and they just harassed me. It was crazy.
That's what I was getting at in the movie. It seemed like they set that thing up on you, the police did. But
it was a setup. I mean, the Channel 6 was there in 2 minutes, so it was there were 5 cops on bicycles at 71st and Memorial. This is right before Christmas. There were 5 cops there, and the one that always harassed me, he's written me 18, 20 tickets for riding a bicycle.
That's crazy.
And so they let him come after me by himself. Got to a 65th and Memorial where the stoplight was. He says, pull over, I'm going to write you a ticket. And I said, what? He says, well, you didn't have your light on in the back and some other, just a bunch of bullshit. He, like I said, same cop. I don't want to say his name. I don't want to do that, but they all know who he's up there. And
we'll go get
him. And he, but anyway, I pulled over and he's writing a ticket. I laid my bicycle down. If you ever laid your bicycle down, mountain bikes don't have kickstands. He had his leaning up against a pole or a hydrant or something. And I got up behind him and I laid my bike down. When I laid it down, the pedal was back toward the back on the other side. And when I laid it down, the bike moved a foot and a half. It moved toward him while I laid it down. If you've ever done that, laid a bike, the pedal. Yeah. And it's the smaller wheels because I've tried to do it with my 29 inch and it won't do it. But the 26 inch, you lay it on the side, the bike moved a foot or two forward, brushed the back wheel of this cop's. And I say cop because he's not a police officer.
Right.
The back wheel, and this is the guy that harassed. He's just wanting to hurt me for so long. So he said, you just assaulted the police officer. That's what he said. He said, go over there and sit down. So go over there and sit down about 10 feet from him. Wasn't facing him on the side of a hill. You know what he did 30 seconds later? He comes up, he puts his arm around, he chokes me and knocks me out. I thought I was going to die.
Really?
It was just, he told me several times he hates my guts. Another time he handcuffed me on Memorial Drive, didn't arrest me, threw me to my knees, bloodied both of my knees. Just a bad cop.
Yeah.
Baby boomer cops. A lot of them were bad. And like I said, the cops nowadays, they're just different. You've got cameras and they have to be different, but they're just different. There's no reason. They've got all that power. Just get out there and have fun as a cop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Help people.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing,
Yeah, for sure. I've had good experiences with police and I've had bad experiences with police. And I have noticed that, kind of like you're saying, like when I was younger and a kid, the cops were much more aggressive and much more, in your face and, hey, if you mess with us, it's over for you. Mm-hmm. And, I can see how that happens. But one thing I find interesting is that you seem to get a lot of hate. Like people seem to be mad that you're riding your bike. Like, why would a cop be mad?
You're having a good time.
Oh, I'm having a blast and they're not.
You're just out there smiling, having a good time.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, what I feel sorry for these real celebrities, these guys in California or whatever that make millions and millions of dollars, they can't even go out and have dinner because people are going to harass them or say something, or they don't even know them. They don't like their movie, their attitude, and they go on the internet and say bad things. Don't even know who they are. But they're just in the game of life. You got 50% of the people are positive and 50% are negative. 50% are like this, 50% like that. It's just a 50-50 world. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's people just kind of project their own, like whatever's going on
in their life
on you? Like,
well, sure.
You're just,
like I said, half people are not happy in life and half of them are more positive. And it's just how it is. It's a 50-50 world. Doesn't matter what it is, what kind of poll you take, it's 50-50.
Would you say you were pretty unhappy before you got on the bike and started becoming Biker Fox?
Now I was 40 years old. That was 24 years ago. I was really happy. I'm a positive person, but like I said, I just didn't feel good. The chest pains and I just, and it just felt terrible. I was going to have a heart attack. My dad had a heart attack when he was in his early 40s.
Oh, wow.
He had 2 heart attacks.
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider.
He had prostate cancer that killed him, and when you get prostate cancer, it spreads to all your organs, your liver, your lungs, your everything. And so that's what took him out.
It's a very aggressive cancer.
It is. And if you catch it early, because usually a male starts in your prostate and it spreads to all your other all your other organs from your lymph nodes.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to get checked, get a PSA when you're 35, 40 years old. And if you catch it, you can, you know, get rid of it.
I actually just got the prostate specific androgen test, and it was right on point for my age.
Good.
And,
you get a PSA with your blood, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Simple
Do you know?
blood test. It was 1.0.
Mine was, I can't remember now. I don't know what it was.
I think the range is like 0.5 to 4.0 is like within the normal range. And I mean, I think if you have cancer, it's like it can get extremely high in the, you know, 50s plus. But blood work is pretty important to do. Do you get blood work on the regular at all?
No. I get checked, but I don't have a problem anymore.
Nice.
You know?
One thing I noticed about you, Biker Fox, is you probably got the most extensive lineup of biking gear that, I mean, where do you get all these? You know, you got the shorts and the tops, and I mean, you had the Pink Floyd one, you got the OU,
I've
you
got
the
all.
OSU,
you
got the Wheaties, you got
everything.
I mean, you probably
Exactly.
how many what do you?
I've got 75 or 100 shirts.
Where do you get them from? Are they
I've been
custom?
buying you can just buy them everywhere, bike stores
When you
or
just
online.
see a good one, you grab it up.
And, you know, the shorts, you know, they're colorful and they're spandex shorts. But the key to that is, you know, when you're sitting on a bicycle for hours, the spandex shorts actually have padding in the your butt area and the groin area to where,
which is really important.
Yeah, it doesn't rub and you don't get in there growing hairs and that sort of thing between your legs.
Yeah, no doubt. The first time I discovered that, I was like, this is a genius invention. Definitely helps when you're out on the trails.
So one thing that you were talking about, the getting the hate and stuff like that. I've noticed with you too. You seem completely unfazed.
Oh yeah,
like
it don't bother me. It's just you know, same thing. If you just listen to some of the people in California, the celebrities out there, they just, you know, brush it off. I mean, some people hate you and some people don't. You know, I don't know.
Some people I've noticed it either feeds them to do better, or a lot of people just absolutely like this most minuscule thing can completely crush them.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've noticed with you through the movie, and then also just over the years, I've heard all this. You know, I've seen you yell at people out there on the roads and stuff like that. Y'all getting little arguments, but you seem entirely unfazed, and I think that's a pretty good quality that people should try to, you know, bring into their own.
You know, when I first started riding, I got a lot more people to like. But nowadays, 9 out of 10 people are saying something positive, laying, screaming by or waving or whatever. You know, I don't ever wave back. I want to keep my hands on the handlebar. I don't want to have a crash, or got to be aware of your surroundings, because, you know, you can, it's really dangerous. You're on two wheels, a 14, 15-pound bicycle, and you've got a 4,000-pound car. You got to be careful with that. And that's why I ride on the sidewalk. It's so much fun. I just wish, you know, if you look at me when you see me out, I'm 64, kids. Look at my hair. I have a little bit of gray in the temple area. I have very little hair on top, but the rest of my hair is naturally brown. I don't dye it. It's because I've been exercising real hard for 23 or 24 years. And that's how you stay. That's how you feel good. So if you don't feel good, you're 50, 75, 100 pounds overweight, listen to me. Go out there. Just start eating baked fish and chicken and vegetables. Just do it for a year. Kind of starve yourself a little bit. Get you some exercise. And lo and behold, after you lose 50, 75, 100 pounds, oh my God, your life's going to change. You're going to love life again like when you were young. You can do it. Just do it.
That's the message I love. And you're constantly saying that. Here's one thing that I noticed while watching the movie. You are an incredible salesman. And do you think that mentality of just you're completely unfazed? And I saw the way that you were, you know, getting a little, you don't want this bumper and hanging up on people and stuff like that. That seems to be kind of, you know, for people who are trying to succeed in business or whatever, you have to have some kind of mentality of that. And is that one of the reasons why you think you've had success with your sales?
Yeah, it is. And probably the main reason is because my company's a monopoly.
Okay.
You got the market cornered, huh?
Don't tell the feds that they find out I've got a monopoly business. They might come get
Yeah, you do have it cornered though. For it's what, Buick, Oldsmobile,
and Pontiac.
and
I do the Pontiac GTO, Cutlass, Skylark, 88, 98 Electra, and also I have a chrome shop that. So I straighten and polish stainless steel, weld pop metal, aluminum, just anything, and chrome bumpers. Chrome a lot of bumpers, thousands of bumpers over the years. It's and I've got warehouses that have. I've got over 500 muscle car and big car bumpers hanging from racks on a wire.
Wow,
Over 500. It's crazy.
I noticed one thing you do. When you're on the phone selling to people, you'll say, well, we do have a big sale going on this week. We got a big bumper sale going on this week. And they'll say, okay, well, how much, is the bumper straight? And you'll say, I guarantee you this bumper is straight and it's going to fit on your car. We got a sale going on right now. And, you'll say 600 shipped. And they'll say, well,
no, nothing 600. It's 2,000 to 3,000.
Oh, what's it, 2,000 to 3,000?
There's no 600. Everything's 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah. I could watch hours of you doing phone sales calls. I could watch that as a show.
Yeah, I can't. I did do a little bit in the movie, but I need to videotape more. Some of the things that I say, it's so funny. And I'm going to definitely start videotaping some more of it for my next. I'm going to probably have another short film again here in the next year or two. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be, and also to tell people some of the things that I do in my life to make my life better. There's so many things that you can do. Things about cleaning out your ears, believe it or not. And, all kinds of things,
Well, that sounds pretty good. Is it Biker Fox number 2?
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
2 years? I like it. That's gold.
Hey, I hear you, man. Little things add up to a lot, especially when you're talking about self-care and taking care of yourself. I mean,
that's what we're constantly pushing on here, and that's what one of some of the things we want to give the audience is like, the tips and the things that are helping us get by better. But you definitely have consistently had this same positive message over and over. And I saw in the movie, you were talking about blacking out the little stuff, like blacking out the windows and getting that sleep and stuff like that. And I think you're really giving people a lot more tips than they might be, whether they're latching onto them or not. You are putting a lot of information out there.
I appreciate that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we definitely. It was an experience watching the movie.
It's different.
It was, and I'm glad we both did our homework with that. I mean, it gives you a glance into just what you do on the regular, and it's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
For sure. Do you plan on just riding for as long as you can? And
I will. I'll be 100 something years old when I'm riding a bicycle. Oh, no doubt.
You're gonna rock it till the wheels fall off.
Sure.
That's goals.
Oh, yeah.
There.
It's gonna be. It's great.
I mean, for 64, you look great, man.
Thanks.
I mean, you definitely look great. You really don't have very many grays at all. And do you you drink pop or anything? Are you?
It's so crazy. Living 106 in Sheridan up here, you've got what? God, I just ate Whataburger before I came over. Whataburger and Cane's and Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah.
Just right there's Slosky's, and I eat a lot of salads. But I eat such crappy food. If I didn't ride a bike, I'd feel like shit. And sometimes I don't feel as good as I should because I eat that crap all the time. But I exercise so much, I feel pretty damn good.
How many miles a week do you average?
At least 100 to 150.
Ooh.
Okay. So if people want to eat Whataburger, you got to be 100.
If you ride your bike, you go up there, and when you're 64, just suck one or two down in about 3 seconds. Oh my God.
But you got to get your 100 miles in this week. Yeah. All right.
Man, 100 miles is impressive.
Yeah.
That's a good ride right there for the week. Especially you get 150.
That does put into perspective. So what would you say like your percentage of bad food to good food throughout the week is? Just off the top.
I hate that. I buy the I get some fish from Whole Foods and up here at Sprouts, and I eat fish once a week, maybe twice. But God, it's so terrible. I eat such crappy food. But
if I were to ride 100 miles a week, though,
or 150 miles. You know, you can eat whatever you
You
want.
can get away with a little.
You really can.
But you still got to try to eat somewhat healthy.
Yeah.
You can't
Oh,
just
yeah.
be-
You know, you can't because I've done that, and I have to for a day or two. I got to lay off the crap food.
Yeah.
I do.
But that does put it in perspective for people because, you know, you think you can get away with a little Chick-fil-A today or, you know, this and that. But if they're, and not put in any kind of real time as far as work goes. Because I know a lot of people will be like, well, all I did, I've read so many food journals over the years, you know, with people. And all I did, you know, was I had a cheeseburger on Saturday. And of course, if you really start digging, they also had something every single day this week.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they may or may not have written it down. But at the same time, the big part of that was they missed all their cardio days. They did show up twice for a workout, and that was the end of it, right? So you put in a solid 2 hours for the week.
But I eat a salad every day.
Okay.
That's really good. Just to at least eat a salad instead of crap, and then I eat crap later.
Well, I do like that you're not. I am incredibly uninterested in food as far as that conversation goes because I like to cook and eat, and I'm interested in strength and stuff like that. But I do also find as I'm getting older that the cardio has to go up in order for me to, and I'm a big guy. I've always been big, and I always used to be a lot bigger. But if I like to eat, and I can eat massive quantities of food, but I have to put in some time in whether that's a treadmill or the bike or whatever.
That's good.
And when I was younger, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I just got bigger. I just kept lifting weights, and I just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think some of your, most noticeable gains. It was a couple of years ago when you were riding a solid. You were doing 20 miles a couple times
30
a
miles
week?
a day. No, every single day.
Really? You were
But
every single day?
I just got out the hospital. I got too big. I had my chest was so big that I blocked an artery off, and my trap was so big that it blocked another artery off. My fingers started turning black, and so too much muscle. And so I got out the hospital, and it's like, what do? You don't lift weights because you're already too big, right? So my really, really good friend of mine he come and just gave me a bicycle, that Fuji that I have, and I went out here to the
Riverside?
Riverside, but through the gathering place all the way back down to like 91st.
Yeah, 96th.
Yeah, and I would ride down and back. I think it was 20 miles, and sometimes I'd do it twice.
Oh, yeah.
And that I lost a bunch of weight doing that.
It's just.
That's how I got healthy again.
You know, running is fantastic, but it's just no fun. Bicycles, so much fun. You know, and if you're married and you have 2 or 3 kids, and you know, if you'll just get on the bike for an hour and a half to get away from all that, get some exercise, you come back, it'll just clear your mind.
Well, I was 350 pounds.
Wow.
You know, of muscle. And so if I were to run, my ankles and stuff are not going to, survive. And so the bike is the only way for someone who's big.
It really is, but it's really dangerous now. If you're really big and on a bike, man, if you fall, you can really get hurt bad.
Yeah. Well, and I did when I
did too.
First got those clips, and I was really top heavy and I'd fall over. But once I got going, and I did stay off the road, I was not on it. So I was just on Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty safe there, I feel. And but if a person gets out there every day and doesn't want to beat their knees up, the bike's definitely the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up riding a bike, and it was the ultimate sense of freedom for me. You know, I would get on the bike as soon as I got out of school, and we would be down Riverside. This was back when they had the little ramps back behind Riverside before they redid everything. Mm-hmm. And we would go, hit the ramps. We would go just everywhere, and it was all good as long as I was home by the time the streetlights came on. And that was my childhood, was riding a bike. And then I got a little bit older, got onto the, trails on Turkey Mountain. And I mean, I got 2 bikes right now just sitting in the garage, and I really do enjoy getting on them and riding. It's probably my favorite form of cardio. I mean, you really can't beat it.
When Zach first came to my gym, wanting to get strong, he, I train athletes. And so I was asking, like, what are you wanting to do, man? Like, why are you here? And he was like, I think I want to get better at riding a mountain bike, which was just an excuse for him to work out, which was cool.
Because I had no clue what I was doing there. I really didn't. But I was like, I don't know, man. I've been on this mountain bike, dog.
So all right. We want to get some advice from you.
Okay.
What is people like guys like us, or just everyone in Tulsa, if they want to get their own monopoly, like you have, what do we got to do to get out there and make that happen?
Oh man, monopolies are gone now, kids. Nowadays, I'm sorry, you got to think of something new, and Amazon owns everything and runs everything, and Walmart and Target, and you can't. There's just no way. It's really too bad in my generation and the one after, and nowadays I just hate to say it, but you're going to have to work for somebody else.
We're going to have as good at phone sales as you are.
Sales are good. Yeah. If you find something to sell, it doesn't matter what you sell. Just find someplace good to work and a good product.
We're making our own, and we're selling the equipment, and I'm making it, and
that's cool.
And so we're definitely trying to learn the sales, and get as good as you are on that. But yeah,
remember, in sales, the last person to talk loses. Don't forget that. You do your sales bit, you say it, and then shut up, and then listen what they say. And if they say, "Well, okay," say, "Can I get a credit card number, please?"
Hang up on them immediately.
Yeah, I do. I get the card and I run it through. Thank you for your business. Click.
That's my favorite part of what you're doing.
And about 1 in 50 calling back and say, "Man, I changed my mind. I don't think I want it."
Hey, that's not too bad if only 1 out of 50 change their mind.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I imagine you've let a couple people have it over the phone and then just hang up on them, and they're just on the other line going,
"Yeah,
what?"
I used to do that a lot more. I mean, my business, my phone used to ring all the time, and my prices were a lot cheaper. Now I've jacked my prices up to the ceiling. That way I just have a certain clientele.
Yeah, you kind of have to, huh?
Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's, like I said, I'm the only one that has it, so.
Do you have people that like go out and like scout cars?
Oh, I've got some great friends. They go out and they buy the stuff from me, and I get it, and I actually restored. I've got 3 people who help me out, and I take everything, whether it's sheet metal, I sandblast, I take the back brace out. Where it's a bumper, I strip it down and rechrome it, or a dash, I strip it down and prime it and block it and paint it and prime it. And, oh man, it's tedious. It's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding, and I've got some really nice stuff. If you go the GTO Guru on eBay or the Biker Fox on eBay, I've got another account up there. But if you're, you can go there and see what I sell. Very nice stuff.
So you're still rocking eBay, huh?
Oh yeah, I do eBay. I do the marketplace too. Most people know who I am. I've been doing it so long,
Yeah.
So what do you have for advice for Tulsa, for the guys here right now? When we are moving forward in this. I totally lost my train of thought.
Epidemic era.
Yeah. Just what we're dealing with right now. It's a weird time with everybody's, kind of hiding their face and scared of each other. Everybody's a disease vector and stuff like that. What's your advice for everybody right now trying to just get their selves together to get at least as happy, as they can be in this situation?
Well, since the epidemic, the virus that goes around can kill you, I would strongly recommend that you get in shape, exercise, get out there and go to Lifetime or Gold's Gym or whatever. Get out there and exercise. And the 2 things that'll help you to do is, number 1, you probably won't die if you're exercising and feel good. Number 2, it'll change your perspective 180 degrees if you exercise. If you exercise your ass off, if you do it an hour or 2 every day, as hard as you can go, pump your heart, get rid of the fat, your attitude will change completely. It's not worth being angry and sad and lugubrious. Get out there and exercise, and you'll feel so much better. I promise you.
That's awesome.
Guys, you heard it from the man himself, Biker Fox, telling you to get out there and move. We get out at the park on Riverside 41st on Saturdays and Sundays at noon, and we get out, get some movement going, get some workouts in.
We got a group going out there. and everybody comes out there to see us. And maybe you can swing by, ride by, say what's up.
I will.
And we appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
I've enjoyed it. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Likewise, Biker Fox. Hopefully this will be the first of many.
All right, Jonathan Sack. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. You too.
Bye.